Okay, Ian Coughlin here with a video. I'm going to be discussing McGregor versus Poirier and my prediction, okay? That's kind of not really what I'm doing. What I really want to do is use that as an example for a thing that I call the skills versus game plan debate, okay? We'll get into that now in 2 seconds. So to start off with McGregor versus Poirier, my prediction is McGregor will win. I think they're actually quite similar fighters in that they're both stand-up, they're both boxers. I think McGregor is just much more polished. I think whether he wants to push Poirier back like he did against Cerrone, I don't think Poirier can handle that pressure. Or whether Poirier tries to pressure him, I think McGregor is too good a counter striker. And I think Poirier is taking a lot of damage in his career. So Poirier is a great fighter and all that stuff. But I think McGregor gets it done. Probably second round, third round knockout. I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't go to a decision, but I'll give me prediction for McGregor. Okay. The big thing I really want to talk about today though was the skills versus game plan debate. So in watching a lot of videos, people talking about Poirier versus McGregor, a big thing I noticed is a lot of people saying, well, if Poirier throws lots of leg kicks, or if Poirier does lots of takedowns, he can win the fight. Here's the problem. Your game plan has to correlate with your skills. Okay? So just silly analogy, okay? If I'm going out to a jiu-jitsu match and someone tells me that the opponent I'm against is extremely vulnerable to barambolos, I can't go out there and barambolo him because I'm not good at that. I hope that makes sense to people. You have to have the skills to implement a certain game plan. If you don't, that game plan's not going to work. So for Poirier, he's a decent takedown guy, but it's definitely not his forte. So the idea that he's going to go out there and out-wrestle McGregor, could he get a couple of takedowns? Yeah. Is he going to out-wrestle him for 5 rounds? I don't think so. Okay. Same thing with the leg kicks. Poirier is quite poor at kicking. So he's just going to go out there and kick McGregor? It doesn't work that way. You need to be doing drills for your techniques for weeks and months and realistically years before they're going to work against really good people. Okay? I want to give like a little analogy to describe this. So like after Ronda Rousey actually fought Holly Holm, a lot of people said, oh well, if she couldn't get the clinch, she should have shot doubles on her. That takes years of practice. You can't just sit in there and be like, oh, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to double leg someone, even though I've never practiced it in my life. It doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. Always remember things like the 10,000 rep and 10,000 hour theory. Now, they're just rules of thumb, but they are a good baseline to start with. If you think you're going to go out there and do a brand new technique on someone who's good, that you haven't practiced for at least a couple of months, it's never going to happen. I always say this, before my pro debut in MMA, in the back, I watched 2 separate coaches, teach students of theirs 10 minutes before they were going to go out to fight, brand new techniques. What are you doing? Do you really think in that pressure cooker of a moment, someone is going to be able to implement a brand new technique that they haven't ingrained in their muscle memory? Now, maybe you'll have the odd freak like a John Jones, who kind of the exception to prove the rule. But as a general rule, it's just not going to happen that way. It's just not going to happen that way. Okay? So that's just my 2 cents, that someone's game plan has to correlate with their skills. Okay? Anyway, comment on all that good stuff and let me know what you think. Cheers.